Collective. Welcome back to the realm of alignment, where we unlock the body's hidden codes. Happy Thursday. It's the day of expansion, one of my favorite days of the week. Okay, so I hope you guys are feeling more like yourselves, because your true self is the embodiment version of yourself, the highest version of yourself. That's your true self. The other version of yourself was the version of you that, was necessary for you to learn the lessons and gather the tools. Okay? You needed that version of yourself. There is no unnecessary experience. So now that we've gathered the tools and we understand ourselves a little better, and we recognize how we're stepping more into the most authentic version of ourselves, we're doing this with confidence and we're taking action. And today we're focusing on the expansion of it all. Okay, so we're expanding our embodiment practice. And if this scares you a little bit, good, it's supposed to. That means you're doing what needs to be done, okay? So I don't mind if this is triggering for you guys. It needs to be, because sometimes being triggered, I believe being triggered in general just means that something is being addressed and it's necessary. Because if you're not triggered, that means there's no activation happening. But if you're triggered, that means there's truth in the triggering. So this is a really good way to be triggered, in my opinion, because at least you're being triggered and guided into something better for yourself. You're not just being triggered and left to stay triggered. Okay, so let's get into the questions. Question number 1 is, what manifestation tools have you discovered during your time in Chakraland? Now, some of the tools may look like for example, Root Chakra Week. We did a lot of grounding practices and focused on some of the darker aspects of ourselves and how we can uproot that energy and learn to address the shadow aspects so that we don't allow our ego to lead our timeline that we're on. We don't allow our ego to lead our current reality. So that's a tool. I would say Heart Chakra Week, we focused a lot on forgiveness of self and forgiveness for other people and full-on compassion, because that is also a tool. Maneuvering in this world and having compassion for the people around you and the experiences around you doesn't make you weak. It actually makes you very powerful. It puts you in a space of receptivity, because then you allow yourself to see all things with a purpose behind it. You look at life through an optimistic lens. You don't look at life as, in a cynical way where everything is just, woe is me, and being in that woe is me energy and mentality is going to be one of the most self-sabotaging things that you can experience energetically. So being in the energy of forgiveness and compassion is going to serve you more than anything, in my opinion, when it comes to your chakras and when it comes to being, magnetic. So what other tools for yourself have you gathered along this journey? Write those things down. Don't forget to grab your journals and your pens. Okay, next question is, what can you bring into your reality next with the tools you've developed? Okay, now this one's real personal for you. So think about, as you're stepping into this new reality, this new space that you're creating for yourself, say that during Chakraland, you've learned what self-love really looks like, which is self-devotion. How can you bring that, what was the question? What can you bring into your reality next with the tools you've developed? So say if it's self-devotion, how can you bring What can you bring next into your reality through self-devotion? How does self-devotion create a new opportunity for you or new experiences for you? Okay? And what exactly would come in as you practice that self-devotion? What would that look like for you? Okay? With the tools that you've developed in different ways, like what are the other tools that you can think about? And how can you use those tools to usher in this new opportunity that you might be thinking about? Like some of you guys, I feel like, may want to work for a specific company, and it will require you to be in a certain type of energy and how you see yourself, how you present yourself, how you speak, the knowledge and information that you cultivate. Think about, with these tools that you've gathered, how can you usher this new opportunity in using these tools? Okay. Next question is understanding that patience is also a tool of attraction. Can you create a daily plan to work towards your new goals? Can you create a daily plan to work towards your new goals in the efforts to bring in your reality? I think yes, you can. You can create a daily plan, absolutely. So what is that going to look like for you? You just have to figure that part out. What does your daily life look like? Get a journal. I did this for myself too. Get a brand new journal, no old energy, get something new. Get a brand new journal and write in your journal with a blue pen in detail from when you rise up in the rising to when you're going back to sleep, when you're resting. The time frames of your day and what you're doing in those time frames of your day. What does your higher self do? And it's not going to involve any of the things that you're doing now if you are working on embodiment and shifting into your new timeline. If you're trying to get out of old habits, it's not going to look like what you've always been doing unless you've already shifted and started, practicing the new levels of embodiment in your new timeline. That's the only way through this video. If you're hearing this right now, your routine won't change. The only way it won't change is if you're actually doing the things you want to do. So if you're not there yet, your routine is going to look different, okay? So create a daily plan to do that, because routine and schedule is what ushers in new energy. That's literally what's going to usher in your new energy. It's routine and schedule, okay? And write down what your goals are. Short-term goals, long-term goals, write them down so you can see it clearly on paper. Okay, create a schedule and routine to bring in your own reality. All right, now let's move into the Thursday reflection tool. This is the embodiment tool, okay? This is another tool you can take with you and come back to anytime you need to find your center again, okay? Now, shifting is not easy. It shakes up your nervous system a little bit, and that's why this embodiment tool is necessary, because your nervous system can feel a little bit, unsettled as you're shifting energetically from one energy to the next. Okay? You're changing your whole life around right now. So that's not like a small, simple thing. You're gonna need something to keep you centered and balanced. Don't raw dog it, okay? Because I tried to do that. Okay, not a good idea. Make sure you have something to come back to center yourself, because this work is not just a walk in the park, okay? Especially if you're working through heavy trauma. Now, come to a place of relaxation. Slow your breath down, relax your muscles. And you can close your eyes and lower your gaze if you want, or lower your gaze if you like, or you keep your eyes open. It's up to you, whatever's comfortable. Whatever helps you best tap into your imagination. Imagine your future reality existing around you, literally. Where do you see yourself in the future? doesn't matter how insane it is. The more insane, the better. Reach for the highest floor and think about it. Imagine your future reality existing around you. How do you wake up? How do you manage your time? How do you speak? How do you organize your day? Do you buy a calendar, put it on the wall, and write down what you're doing on a day-to-day basis? Do you just go into your journal? How do you organize your day? What exactly do you do to make sure that your day is organized? Because that's going to be how you also manage your time. And a lot of us is lacking when it comes to time management, proper time management. Yes, how do you steward your gifts? Manage your gifts. Show up respectfully when it comes to your gifts. I think that's the part right there that's really, really important, because you have to be intentional when it comes to how you show up in your divinity. Okay? Now, choose one habit from your highest timeline and begin it this week. Yeah. Practice your new shift until it becomes routine and you've fully immersed yourself into your new beginning. You don't have to feel ready, because you may never feel ready. Just begin. Okay, a lot of you may feel like, oh my gosh, I gotta wait until I'm ready, I gotta wait until this is done, I gotta wait until this is done. You'll never feel ready when it comes to shifting from an old energy to a new energy. You're never gonna feel ready. You just have to move. You have to just get up and get it done. And do it until it doesn't feel like a chore anymore. Until it becomes a natural flow in your everyday life. That's just how you have to move with it. Okay, so let's close this out with a mantra. Today's mantra is, I build my future through today's choices. I build my future through today's choices. Now let's inhale. Exhale. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. I love you, love you, love you. Tomorrow is graduation day. Yay! Good job, collective. I'm so proud of you guys. You should be so proud of yourselves. If you did this whole chakra line class, this is a flex, okay? This is a flex. Congratulations to you. Tomorrow is a special day, so I won't say what's happening tomorrow fully and what I have for you guys. Just tune in tomorrow, and I'm so proud of you guys again. Like, I'm super, super proud of you for, you know, following through for yourselves, getting things done, showing up for yourself, and really embodying what it is that you say and know you are. Authenticity, full throttle.